Evening all, welcome to the Devil's Advocate podcast. You can see I've got a wall of happy Reds, which is great because although we haven't quite got into a positive goal difference, today was definitely a positive result. Big thank you to Freddie, big thank you to Hammer, Reese, and the returning Callum Stone. The returning Callum Stone. Guys, I think we're going to be a bit of a filler between the Manchester United match and obviously the Liverpool game starting.
Oh, fuck that lot. Who cares?
So, Freddie, I'll start with you. I'm obviously elated at today's performance. What was your thoughts on that?
Yeah, very, very happy. Clean sheet, 3 goals. It's a bit of a rarity in recent months. So fantastic outcome for us. A much needed one. I think 2024 has been a good year thus far. We seem to be scoring, spreading it out across the forward line as well. Great to see Højlund get another goal on his 21st birthday as well. And we got the clean sheet as well today, which is much needed. So the only negative would be the Martinez injury, which I'm sure will come on. Hopefully it's nothing too serious. But overall, good performance. I think we controlled the game for the vast majority, and happy with the 3 goals and a stress-free sort of last 5-10 minutes, as has been in recent weeks and months. So overall, very positive, very happy.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Hammer's clearly got the munchies. Good lad. That means he's having a happy time. Bless him. What do you think of the game, buddy?
Hey man, it was a great game to see. I think we're getting into it in terms of form and people coming back. Unfortunately, we all saw what happened there with Martinez. I'm pissed off he got hurt, but I'm not mad at the guy. I think it definitely was an accident. But 3-0 win and the kids were scoring. Let the kids fucking play. It's Manchester United, right? And look what happens. It was a great game, and I'm happy for Garnacho getting a brace, and definitely happy for Højlund getting that birthday goal. And then that was a nice little goal.
Oh, tremendous goal. I mean, we'll talk about the goals momentarily. First of all, Reese, welcome. Thanks for joining us. You're obviously in a terrific mood. Talk to me about the mighty Harry Maguire today.
Nearly gave a goal away right at the start of the second half. So
I knew you were going to say that. That's why I thought I'd give it to you.
Yeah, honesty's best policy, right? He had a decent game, but as far as I'm concerned, he nearly gave away a goal. He didn't even track back as well. Like he walked. Like we got attacking players for not tracking back when we need them to defend, but he did fuck all there, and he was lucky that whoever hit the shot actually skied over the bar.
Reese, in his defense, he might have been running. You don't know.
If he was running, then I was jogging because I saw nothing like that. I'm sorry, that was horrific. Too many players like him, for example, just get wildly protected for bollock reasons. He had a decent game, but still, like, his job is to defend. His job is to obviously ensure no attack actually gets at our goal. And he nearly cost a very, very silly goal that, luckily, of course, West Ham were too busy playing rugby and not football.
Weren't they just?
I think specifically the winger. I think he was playing for the Wales rugby team, trying to catch up to Scotland, but we all know how that ended last night anyway, so it's fine.
Yeah, most definitely. Callum, welcome back, mate. Johnny Commode in the chat. Just before I quickly go to Callum, just a quick reminder, the Devil's Advocate podcast is partnered up with Manchester Mind. You'll see the number there if you'd like to donate. As I'm sure we'll all attest to on this panel. Please, please, please look out for people, loved ones, friends, family, anyone that maybe has gone quiet for a few days. Just give them a quick call, make sure they're okay. Callum, are you elated? Are you buzzing, mate?
Yeah, very happy. I mean, it kind of shows everything that United is about. 3 young players, 2 of which came through the academy in that lovely picture. It kind of epitomises everything that United are about. Obviously, 2 goals for Garnacho, another one for Højlund. I think a lot of people that were probably doubting him in the first 4 months were being silly. I think it was quite obvious that his performances all round were actually quite good. I just think the service was probably lacking, which is why he wasn't getting the goals. It's obviously with Rashford coming back now and hopefully hitting form. Bruno starting to find him that little bit more. He's starting to score. Casemiro coming back's obviously improving as well. But yeah, 3 young lads. Kobe Mainoo again, excellent. I thought Maguire was okay. I didn't think he did too much wrong. I think he was good to come in. It's a shame about Martinez. Hopefully it's not too much of an issue for him. But yeah, really happy with the performance. I think a special mention to Diogo Dalot as well. I mean, personally, for so long, I didn't really believe he was probably good enough in the long term. But I think the last couple of games he's been excellent. I don't think he put a foot wrong today. He was really good going forward. He inverted into the centre of the pitch really well. And a few good tackles, a few good passes, and just an all-round good performance from him, I think. Really solid. So really happy. So yeah, well done, guys. Happy that we've got another 3 points. I didn't actually realise until I looked at the table how far behind top 4 we were. So yeah. I think the main thing is obviously it's a really good benchmark now. A 3-0 win against West Ham, when we know West Ham can be a little bit cagey and a little bit awkward to play against. 3-0. Still think we could have even played better as well. So I think that's a really good benchmark for us to build on and hopefully put a bit of form. Obviously next week against, I believe it's Villa. That'll be a really tough. Yeah, so that'll be really tough. So I think it's something to build on, and hopefully see more performances like that and like the first half against Wolves.
Yeah, no, all points well said by everybody. Freddie, just talk to me about our short game today. I thought our short game was a massive improvement. From the back end of the Wolves match, I thought our 2, 3, 4 yard passing was great. Casemiro comes in and makes a huge difference of calmness, doesn't he? But Callum was right again. I mean, I've got to be careful about what I talk about Kobe Mainoo, because there's something about that kid that is just raising even my eyebrows. And you know me, guys, I don't get giddy on players; they're just footballers to me. But the way
I'm calling him by his first name just because of who it is.
Yeah, of course. Yes, Kobe Bryant, Kobe Mainoo. Yeah, I like it. As I've said before, he appears to have this 5-yard shadow that envelops him because nobody can get near him. They really can't. Every time there's a player around him, he manages to find the space. Talk to me, Freddie, about Kobe.
You're absolutely right. It's hard not to get carried away, but from what we've seen in recent weeks, he's just been superb and one of the first names on the team sheet, which is fantastic to say about an 18-year-old. In his breakout season. I think we've missed that person who can receive the ball on the half turn from defence and make that pass first time, or taking a touch and then making it. His scanning is brilliant. He's always aware of the players around him, and he just shows so much composure on the ball. So I think he's made a massive difference. Likewise with Casemiro returning, I think we missed a bit of that aggression as well, or we have missed that aggression in recent weeks, and we benefited from that for Højlund's first. I think it was Højlund's first goal, which he was good interception, and then passed to Højlund and brilliant finish from him. So short passing, I thought was very good. I'd like to see a bit more verticalness. I think sometimes we are going a bit too much sideways. Certainly in the first half, the pace was quite slow. I think we should progress the ball a bit quicker, further up the pitch. But look, now that the players are coming back, now that we haven't got Europe midweek, this is where the players will benefit from more training sessions, and hopefully, Ten Hag will implement that style, and we'll see that on the pitch going forward. But big improvements this year. I don't think it's a coincidence that we're getting our quality players back, and they are playing in a specific way. And we've controlled the game. You mentioned Wolves' first half. The second half was tricky, but they're no mugs. Look at the Chelsea game today. I don't think anyone expected that result, that big result. And yeah, we controlled the game from after the 10th minute. West Ham were probably on top initially, and we didn't look like losing that. So brilliant. Nothing but positives to take away from a perspective.
Totally agree. Plenty of you watching. Please get your likes in. It helps the algorithm. Reese, just before I come to you, Hammer, I just want to ask Reese about, just talk to us about what Freddie was talking about Kobe taking the ball on the half turn. Just talk about the benefits of being able to do that.
It's not more or less the benefit. It's more of what it cancels out. It cancels out the ability for defensive transition to be overturned. So if anything, it will negate the fact that we are going to lose the ball quite quickly. We're going to get turned over on the defence, and then obviously the opposition are going to be able to turn on us with 4 or 5 man advantage. That ability to be so press proven at such a young age, you can't teach that as well. So that's another important aspect of his game. The only thing is, though, is he's a really good young player, but obviously, like, it's the maturity side as well, where we just got to make sure that he is still managed properly, because he is now starting games regularly. It's about actually controlling his minutes. He shouldn't be starting every single game now. It's good that he's in the team. Nobody's taking that away. But what he brings on the field as well, especially that covering defensive transition, where he plays a defensive midfielder, if he plays our attack. For me personally, he should be our defensive midfielder. Casemiro, I said it months ago, and I'm standing by it. Casemiro should never play defensive midfield again for Man United. Casemiro should be our box-to-box midfielder. So he actually can attack. Mainu cannot attack the way that Casemiro does. That's how it should be. You need to switch both their roles. But theoretically, when you look at a full squad, when it's healthy, give or take, this is Man United, a healthy squad doesn't exist. But when you have healthy options in midfield, Kobbie Mainoo, I would say mid-March, coming in April, he should be coming off the bench. Not all the time, but he should be, because it will give him a chance to get more minutes, little understand of the Premier League a little bit more, and it will allow him to build up his endurance as well, especially for the league, because it's still a massive step up going from under 23s, etc., into the Premier League. It's still a massive step up. But in terms of how he played today, flawless.
No, totally agree. Good to see John, Mark, and John O'Neill in the chat. Please get your comments into the guys, and let's celebrate a good win. Hammer, I want to talk to you about our good old friend Rasmus. I thought it was a terrific finish, made by his sharp turn. What do you think his speed of thought suddenly appeared from, and his better awareness within the area? Because it was a great finish for me.
Yeah, I mean, I think I might have talked about it a couple months ago. The kid has really good footballing ability as well. He's not just a striker in terms of, he does make those great runs and can put the ball in the back of the net, as we're seeing now. But he also has that dribbling ability, that ball keeping ability. You see it sometimes when he comes deeper. I think later in it was later in the game. We were trying to get out from the back, and some of the guys were getting pressed. He came almost fully into our defensive third to give it an outlet option, and we were able to play up. So he's able to, with his confidence coming, that's where you saw. That's why that turn came. I'm sure it was weighing on him trying to get himself going in the league, and now he has, and now it seems to be coming very, very often. So I think that was just a confidence goal. The kid has a lot of footballing talent, and we're going to see more of it. And I think, as we've been getting pointed out, both because I've been hearing the commentary talk about it as well and all that front four with Bruno and those front three, they're starting to connect more, and we're going to start seeing more and more goals. Hopefully, we also start seeing more tap-in goals from Rasmus, because the kid makes that run, fucking 10 times a game or some shit. He's going to be there all day.
Yeah, no, I thought he was excellent. Cal, actually, Freddie and Cal both got fans in the chats. John's clearly not a fan of me, Reese, and Hammer. Cheers, John.
Thank God.
No, I'm only kidding. Cal, what did you think of Garnacho today? He came in for a bit of criticism, didn't he, in the Wolves game? People thought his performances weren't up to scratch. He kind of went back to what I felt was his wibbly wobbly days in terms of his brain and his feet weren't connected at Wolves. But today I thought they were. What was your thoughts on Garnacho?
I think it's probably similar with other players. I think he overcomplicates it sometimes. I think he just needs to keep it simple. And I think he did today. Sometimes it is a case of cutting and shooting or running down the line and putting it in the box. And I think sometimes it takes that one step too much to mess up a whole phase of play. And I think he probably did that a little bit against Wolves, but he certainly wasn't the only one. The others will remain nameless, I suppose. But I thought Garnacho was really good today, obviously, by the 2 goals. Sometimes it is just that fortune, a look like you need. Obviously, you got that deflection. Sometimes that's all you need. And it kind of works out really well. Garnacho's a great player, but what we've got to remember is he is still only 19 and he's playing a lot and very regularly. He's still going to have those games where he has those hiccups and those mistakes. So you kind of have to give him that benefit of the doubt. You have to try and not be an idiot online and start saying that he's overrated like certain people. But I think ultimately you've got to give him that chance and that benefit of the doubt sometimes. And it's going to be similar with Kobbie Mainoo. He's only 18. And again with Rasmus, we've seen it when he came in. You've also got to remember Rasmus came in and he was 72 million quid. it's not his fault that he was paid that, just like it's not Anthony's fault that we paid £85 million for him. You've got to bear that in mind. So I think some of the players just need to try and keep it simple and just play their own game. And Garnacho, I think, did that really well, like Højlund did. I think a lot of the players played okay today. But it's like I said before, I still don't think we played absolutely amazingly. I think we played good, but I still think there was another gear we could have kicked into, and I think that'll probably come with because obviously Shaw's returned, hopefully, to God Martinez, and hopefully his injury isn't too serious. But I think he's probably one of the reasons why we're looking at a centre back in the summer, with the idea that Varane's probably going to be leaving, Casemiro possibly to Saudi. I think we need that sort of right centre back to partner Martinez. The medical team hasn't been great, I suppose, recently with some of the players being rushed back. A right centre back next to Martinez who can do the exact same job as Martinez, but on the right side, an Antonio Silva, a Diamande from Sporting, somebody, or a what's his face, Todibo from Nice, someone like that would be really good. And it'll sort of help the whole team, and it'll help build from the back as well. I think Onana has made some really horrendous mistakes.
Yeah.
I think that comes with being Manchester United goalkeeper. Sometimes, De Gea did it. Schmeichel probably did it back in the 90s.
He did. Yeah, he did. First 3 games, terrible.
Barthez was a World Cup winner, and he was not very good for us. A lot of these players need time. Some of them are very young. Some of them are coming into Man United when they're not at the structurally and performance-wise. So I think we need to have that benefit of the doubt. But Garnacho is going to be incredible for us, and I think we might have. I think he's coming into his own since being moved onto the right, and we saw that in a graphic that Sky put up before as well on the game. So if we can keep that up, hopefully, that's kind of our future. Those 3 are our next 10 years bread and butter. First names on the team sheet.
Totally agree. For me, coming in at right centre half, Max Kilman, I think it'd be a deal partner for Martinez. Brilliant player.
I think we need to be looking at bigger than that. I think as good as he may be, I think we need to be looking at bigger and better. I think there's definitely better out there, whether we've got the funds for it though. But also, I think it's probably good that we didn't have the money for January, because we kind of allowed Ineos to come in and actually have a full, do you know what, forget January. If we have to write the season off, fine, which is frustrating from a fan point, but if we have to, let's go again in the summer and let's actually start with the proper structure, which is also why I'm a bit like, do you know what, Ten Hag, you're making some strange decisions, but maybe he does need some time with the proper structure above him, where he's not buying players himself and recommending certain £85 million right wingers.
Yeah,
that's why I stand by it. That's why I stand by it. In the summer, only one of our defenders needs to stay, and that's Martinez, even though he's questionable for injury. The rest of them, I've said it before and I stand by it, I'd sell all our fullbacks and I'd sell the rest of our centre halves, and I would just go flat out and just rebuild the defence.
Including Luke Shaw?
Fuck Luke Shaw. Like seriously, this is a problem though. This is a genuine problem amongst our fan base, right? They want to get rid of the other injury-prone players, right? But when it comes to him, we got to keep him because he's still effective. Double standard. We seriously need to start moving these injury-prone players on, because any other club team is ruthless with that. But for us, it's almost like a full-on attachment. We need to seriously be ruthless with this lot, because I'm genuinely surprised by some. I thought they played well today, but I'm still not fully convinced by them. I'm still not convinced, but I thought they played well.
I think it'd be interesting and telling, and obviously this is for other shows. I know Callum, you're planning a show with Keane, aren't you, to start shortly? So this is more likely to be for your show. For sure. Once Ineos make their first statements, that type of thing. I think that'd be interesting. Likely to come tomorrow.
I think they'll really try to bring the age down of the squad. They'll try to bring that average age down. You'll see where they want to develop the team into that mature prime age as it is. They'll try to bring the squad down to that, where they can then go, right, we've got a long-term team to build and we're just going to add the right level of experience each time. But theoretically, most of these players, I still wouldn't trust them in any circumstance. I would rather we just start fresh. Yeah, it's going to take a lot of money, but in the summer, we should just focus on defence. The midfield can let that for a year. The attack, we can do the same. I think we just need to look at whole individual aspects and just go, right, this is our main focus, this is our main priority. Let's stop shipping goals. Okay, let's get a competent defence.
No, totally agree. Freddie, I was just going to ask you what you thought about the overall performance on the defence. Did you see a cohesive unit? Dallo, Cal was right, actually. I thought Dallo today, which is unusual for me, I thought he played really, really well. Thought Shaw was great. I thought Maguire had a really good game, actually, a solid game. And of course, Martinez, we don't know what's happened with him. I didn't really see a twist in the knee, but he's obviously pulled something maybe. But how did you feel as a whole we defended today?
Very good. I think that's certainly three out of four of those are our strongest defenders. I think it was a tactical move to bring Maguire in. Ten Hag mentioned that it was due to having 3 games in a week and he was just looking at fitness, but I think it was a good move due to West Ham's aerial threat with set pieces. And I think they all had a very good game. It's no shock that we look so much stronger with Martinez. I just think he offers that composure on the ball, that aggression, and he just makes our defence look a lot more balanced when he's there. I'm always a fan of having one aggressor and then one sort of another centre back who's a bit more stylistic on the ball, should we say, or just orthodox, should we say? And that's why I think he's got to be one of the first names in the team sheet. So fingers crossed, it's a minor. Or fingers crossed, it's nothing, or if so, it's minor.
Apparently, it's not.
I thought Maguire.
Apparently, it's not. Apparently, it doesn't look well. I think Keane's just popped this in the channel, or maybe Cal has, right. But Eric Ten Hag says it doesn't look well and is very bad for him.
Yeah.
Bad for the team.
One thing I will say is Kufal, for me, he knows exactly what he's doing. He's fallen on him off the pitch. I think, if memory serves me right, something like this happened in the reverse fixture early in the season, and then he didn't even get a card. So,
yeah.
I
did something last week for the mighty Tipton Town akin to what Soufal did today. So yes, I've seen that trick before. And performed that trick before many occasions. I knew exactly what he was doing by dropping on his knee. That's bad news. Hammer, what kind of blow is that going to be now for us for the rest of the season? Because that will be a season-ending injury if it's not good.
I'm gonna try to make this quick because my brother's dogs are freaking the fuck out, so I need to go check what the hell is going on with them. That shit sucks. It's gonna be really bad because as Ten Hag has mentioned several times, him and Shaw on the left side being able to play out with their left foot is important for the build-up and what he wants his team to be able to do. So if it's that bad, and I'm assuming they haven't even gotten it properly looked at in regards to MRI or whatever they're going to need to look at to actually see what's wrong, that's not good. And I think it's going to change how we've had some momentum, and it's probably going to affect the momentum because – unless Shaw can really, really pick up and start doing some good things on that side, it's going to be a mismatch in that center back pairing again with whoever it's going to be, Varane or Lindelof. So, yeah, it's going to be a big, big, big hit to how well we've been. However, we've been trying to get shit started again for the second half of the season.
No, you're absolutely right. It's a huge loss.
My God, I'll see that dog. It is losing the plot.
Yes, I think he's off to. Reese, give me some positives then from today's game. I always like it when you're positive.
Me positive?
Yeah, I was going to say there was a bit tongue in cheek.
To be fair, I thought in terms of transition from defence to attack, I thought we actually played really well in that circumstance. Onana didn't concede a goal, so that's a positive. So we've not conceded 59 goals at least. Oh wait, we already have that, so it's not 60. It's nice that we've went for a clean sheet in that sense. For organisation, we played really well. Time's a bit far too wide is my only thing, which is quite ironic because I like when we use the width. I think we really allowed West Ham at times to get through that a lot, particularly Jared Bowen. Obviously, Jared Bowen today had the brain of, I would say, a Millwall player, not a West Ham. So he wasn't looking to attack; he was just trying to run. So I thought that was really effective. But he was really marshalled out, on that defensive side. I thought the attack was just focused.
I think he
might be. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I don't think he's 100%.
I'm not sure. Yeah. It wasn't as dynamic with his runs anyway. So that was good. At least we limited to that as well because he is definitely their most impactful player apart from Paqueta, who is not even dead anyway. So it's fine. And I just thought that we were creating chances. I just thought we were effective. Just in general, it's just that again, there's easy chances that we still could have scored from that we didn't take. But apart from that, we still got 3 goals that were chances that we should be scoring. So still effective from that in that sense. So there's still some bonuses. And it was nice to see Fernandez actually pass a ball straight and actually make it work for a change.
Yeah, I thought we showed a lot of balance and control today.
Yeah.
I thought it was similar to our first half performance at Wolves, not so much the second half
I
performance.
think the only difference is though why it didn't end up like the Wolves game is because we got bailed out by somebody skying over the bar. If that ball had went in after Maguire just fucked it, I think
was that Emerson? Was that Emerson's miss? That was Emerson, wasn't it? Yeah.
If it all happened from there, the floodlights were open. I think it would have been a high score and drop it. Luckily, it didn't end like that.
No, I totally agree. Cal, just before we go to player ratings, I'm not a huge fan of player ratings, but I know people seem to like it. You actually waxed a little bit lyrical about Diogo Dalot. Me and you share a very similar opinion of him in terms of his defensive attributes, his positional play. But I've got to kind of come down on your side. I thought it was one of his better performances.
Yeah, I think that the thing with his positional play has always been the same, probably similar to Wan-Bissaka, where you feel like he gets beaten at the back post. As much as he may have not been challenged as much today, I thought when he was called upon, I thought he did well. I thought he put in some good challenges and stopped and nullified West Ham's left side. I thought he did really well on that right side. So I was really happy with Dalot. I thought he got forward really well. I think, to be honest with Dalot, that's kind of always been his strength as a fullback. He's always been able to get forward and attack the ball really well, and sort of be a little bit helpful towards the attacks. I think he's always been that slight liability in terms of defensive work, whereas probably this season's probably been his better season, but he's still made those mistakes. Whereas today, I think it was the best way to describe it was a really mature and solid performance from him, which if he continues that, I have no qualms about him. Last season, I know he did some quite a lot of good performances and obviously earned himself a new contract. That's the Dalot we probably need to see again.
Yeah.
Because, he worked hard and he kind of changed a lot of opinions, but I think at the start of this season, and not that any players have really put themselves in good stead this year, but if Dalot can continue his performances from today, I think I'd be very happy with him.
You want to go in the market in the summer for a right back?
I'd go in the market for a right back, a centre, probably a right centre back, and a right winger. I think.
Yeah.
Potentially a midfielder, because I really think we're going to see a striker as well. Yeah, I think we're going to see a very big.
I'd honestly rather we just focus full on that defence.
I know, but we can't have another season of just Højlund. I think it's.
No, I'm not saying we need another season of Højlund. I was like, if we need to bring in another striker, then we can do that right at the very end. But I think literally our priority this summer surely has got to be that defence, because we can score all the goals we want eventually, but the amount of goals we've literally conceded this season alone, and it's only just came into February, that's not good enough. Like, that's not good enough for any club. It's acceptable. For our club, it's not acceptable.
Interesting. I wouldn't put it past it, by the way, whether if we don't see Harry Kane on the market in the summer. I think that's a doable deal.
One criticism of Dalot.
What makes you say that?
He ain't going up for sale. No.
No. I think it's a doable deal for 2 reasons. Bayern Munich are in a real fight for the title, and they're in a proper fight for the title. Whether Leverkusen could keep it up or not, I don't know.
They'll drop off soon.
I think they probably will. But and secondly, I just think Kane had no choice. I think it was either Bayern or nothing, and I think he chose Bayern because he didn't want to stay at Tottenham for that extra year. I think he could do a deal and get him. Whether it will be a financial good deal or a bad deal, I don't know. But I'm kind of with Cal on this. I think we need a striker, and you're not going to go and dip in 110 million for Osimhen or whatever, Napoli want for him. Who else really is out there that you're going to buy to guarantee? For us, Højlund is this work in progress, and I like him. I think he's got people are going to laugh at me.
I think it's a mistake if we go and get Kane, though. If we go and get Kane from Bayern, I think that's a massive mistake.
I'm using Kane as a good example. I don't
It
think
is a good example. It's a good example. I'm not going to take that away, but I think if we then go and get Harry Kane after spending 70 odd million on Rasmus Højlund, one, it defeats the whole purpose of spending the money on Højlund anyway, regardless of his age. It just defeats the purpose. And two, you basically went, all right, sure, we've got a 70 million pound striker. We're going to spend like a 90 to 100 million pound plus on a striker that just does to Bayern Munich what he done to Tottenham. Scores goals but wins them nothing. I think we're better off looking elsewhere. Like, I don't think we should be overspending on a striker. I'd rather overspend on our defence. 25, 30 million pound striker is enough for me.
I'd rather not overspend on anybody. I'd rather just the club work properly and not overspend.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
No, I'm saying I'd rather be over. I mean, like, I'd rather be
Well, I know what you
overspending.
mean.
Like 90% of our budget, I'd spend on the defence.
Yeah, no, I get what you
I
mean. I
genuinely-
know you're not saying to overspend, but I think all of it could be done diligently. You know, if we do our research and do it properly.
Do our due diligence, yeah.
Go back to that comment actually before the Watkins one. Was that John's comment? I mean, to be fair, I couldn't care less about Harry Kane. Let's be real, I'm
No,
consistent.
is it that one?
What's the comment about how like Tony overspending? I wouldn't mind Watkins.
I quite like Watkins. I like Watkins.
I do like Tony. I think Tony's a good player, but if you're looking at overall package and versatility, considering what we already got, I'd rather have Oliver Watkins.
There's two things that'll happen here because Højlund's going to be starting, isn't he? So, and Højlund's also that work in progress. But I don't think next season we'll want him to be that work in progress. At some stage, we are going to want him to actually start scoring a lot more goals. I said at the start of the season at 15, I can't be fucked with this. Who's this guy?
It's Mark from it's Mark from MEFC Real Estate.
How's the average?
What's with the bringer? Do you know what? It's not worth discussing.
How's the average?
A lot of strikers are going to come in and know that Højlund is probably going to be starting. It's probably a similar position to how Tottenham have been for so many years. We need to bring in a striker that's okay to be backup and okay to actually help Højlund develop. Harry Kane's as good as he's going to be to help develop him. Harry Kane's going to want to start. Osman is.
Right
yeah, there's no point going for Osman.
Taremi would have been perfect, but again,
he was right there. But he's now going into Milan in the summer on a free transfer. He was right there for the taking.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, it was amazing.
Another magic signing by Beppe Marotta. That guy's a genius, by the way. Like he's a living genius.
Guys,
in terms of, like definitely agree though. Like if we are going to get a striker, I'd rather like that. Like we don't have to overspend on a striker.
Please be quiet. The other game's starting.
I'm going to wrap it up.
Who cares about the Scum versus Arsenal? Who cares?
Well, I want to watch it.
Yes, I'm going to wrap it up, lads. I'll just quickly go around for your man of the match, and then we'll thank everybody. So, Freddie?
It's got to be Garnacho. I think Dalot was brilliant. That block on Joao Bowen shot was goal saving and could have changed the game. But you've got to give it to Garnacho. Two goals at a critical time. It made it impossible for West Ham to get back in it. So Garnacho gets it.
Totally agree. Hammer?
I mean, yeah, it's going to be the same mainly because of the brace. I think a few people definitely played well enough to be in conversation, but I'll go ahead with Garnacho.
Lovely. Reece?
Garnacho easily. And someone please tell Dalot stop doing stepovers.
Cal?
It's probably across the board, and it couldn't not be anyone else. 2 goals, solid performance. Good mention to Dalot, but I'd say Garnacho, to be honest.
Yeah, well, I'm obviously going for the mighty Harry Maguire as usual, but no, and Garnacho was a clear winner for me. I thought he was excellent. I thought Højlund's special mention to him, special mention to Dalot, but I think Garnacho by far. Guys, thank you ever so much. There's been some great comments. Thank you all for watching, tuning in. Please, again, remind yourselves to look at Manchester Mind. If you do want to donate, you can see all the details across the bottom. Freddie, where can people see you and find you?
On my Twitter handle, just below my name. Thank you.
Follow Freddie. He's great value, everybody. Great value. Hammer, where can people see you?
Same thing on Twitter, right there. Just type that in, you'll find me.
Follow Hammer if you want to know anything about American sports. He's your man, knows his stuff. Reece?
Here now and again, the Weekly Steel Chair and the World of Football Podcast on a Monday, no longer on Twitter.
No, no longer on Twitter. And Cal, do you want to plug your show? You ready to plug your show yet or not?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I suppose so. Obviously, find me on Twitter, the usual place, but and theunited.com. Do a bit of writing, but I haven't done for a while. Yeah, me and Keane are looking at starting a podcast related to my blog. It's going to be called The United Road Podcast, in association, obviously, with this channel. Hoping to start it. We were hoping to start it a little bit ago, but I just ended up getting really busy, so I didn't really have a chance. But hoping to get it started this week, potentially, or next week. We'll probably have a bit of a chat with Keane and go through all the details and how we're going to go. But yeah, it'll be starting very soon. Be called the United Road Podcast. So yeah, looking forward to getting it started. But that's about it, really. And obviously, look at my Twitter and all the other usual places. But yeah, that's me. Nice to be back.
Excellent. Yeah, great to have you back. Thanks for all my guests. Also, guys, please check our archives and see Reese's brilliant show with Rodri Giggs and Phil Marsh. That was an excellent show. Are we getting Rodri back on, are we, Reese? Have we got more planned?
I don't know when he'll next be on. I know Keane speaks to me, so I don't know. But if he is, I'll definitely be up for another one. That was a good laugh, and I am not taking away the fact that I nearly jinxed the Wolves game at the very end.
Superb. Thank you. Thanks again, everybody. Thanks again for everybody for watching. Please like and subscribe. We're out of here.